James, in this point of the season, with this very great season for Jaguar, race in London, is more pressure or is a big satisfaction, or both?
There's a saying, pressure is a privilege, right? So for us in the team, of course, having a home race brings a lot more attention, a lot more focus. But actually, you should use that positively, right? It's a privilege to be in a position to be representing an iconic company like Jaguar back in World Championship motor racing. So for all of us, we actually see it as a great opportunity. It's a real privilege to be able to be here at a World Championship event trying to perform as best we can. And yes, having the home crowd advantage, I hope it actually is an advantage for us. So I would say we don't see it as a pressure. We're here to win and really compete and do the best job we can, whether it's here in London, in New York, wherever it is. The nice thing about racing at home is we have that home crowd cheering us on and really supporting the team.
The last 2 years were very great for Jaguar. Also last year was very good. What changed in the team in these last 2 years?
The fundamental thing is when we entered Formula E all the way back in season 3, Jaguar had been out of motor racing for over 12 years. So we didn't have any race engineers, any race mechanics. We just really built the team up from scratch, a blank sheet of paper. So naturally it's taken a few years to build the capability, the experience, and build our strategy about how we come back racing, right? And what you're seeing here is a culmination of just a lot of hard work. A consistent team working hard that has a fantastic kind of support from our company, really believing in the journey we're on. We're passionate about what Formula E stands for, the sport of purpose, right? Driving the adoption of electric vehicles, but in a phenomenal sport. So for us, it's really come from just that continued commitment, that continued focus, and building that experience as a team. And I think what's nice is to see as we build experience, we know what it takes to be faster, we know what it takes to engineer a faster car. And also with Mitch, we had a driver from year one who's had fantastic potential, and he's really evolved and matured as a driver now in this championship to where I've always said he's one of the quickest people in this championship, and now he's demonstrating that, which is really, really fantastic. And of course we now have Sam with us, which is phenomenal. The only driver in Formula E to win in every season of Formula E, and being a competitive team allows us to attract great drivers like Sam to come and join us. So it's a culmination of all these things. There's never one silver bullet. But I think this is not what I'm proud about. Is it shows that Jaguar is back in World Championship motorsport, and we can be here competing for World Championships with some of the biggest competitors in the world. And yeah, that's what we love to do.
When you enter in Formula E for the first time, your first experience with electric cars, after a lot of experience in car races, also like a driver. Now, after so much years, you can say that was more difficult than you can imagine. Was what you imagined, or was more easy?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And the honest answer is we fully expected this to be very difficult. And the key things that were clear is a new technology, right? We're not racing internal combustion engines, so that experience in the past is not relevant. It's a brand new technology. We had to really understand and learn that, and that takes time. So that bit was not something we underestimated. We also didn't underestimate the quality of the competition. We have more manufacturers when we joined and subsequently followed us in the championship, and now in Formula E than any other category. Phenomenal level of competition. If you look at the last 5 years, right, the likes of course, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, Porsche, Nissan, DS, Mahindra, just to name a few, phenomenal lineup of manufacturers. So when you look at the quality of that manufacturer, you know it's going to be a really, really tough fight. And then, for me, in Formula E, one of the amazing things is it's the most professional championship from a driver point of view. In this championship, we have 22 drivers. Every single one is professional. Formula One doesn't have it. World Endurance Championship doesn't have it. IndyCar doesn't have this, and NASCAR doesn't have this. It's the only championship where every driver is fully professional. So we look at all these things, and for us, it's what we expected. And we never take anything for granted. We're not complacent. Even having a great weekend where you win, come the next weekend, it's very difficult to be a clear favourite in Formula E. The level of competition is so high. So yeah, for us, it's what we expected. Probably even to some degree even greater when you look at the quality of the teams that joined the championship. But that's great. When you can win against world-class competition like this, it means even more.
And the next year will be another very important step for the category with the Gen 3. What do you expect?
Yeah, the fundamental thing is the cars are lighter, they're faster, they're more efficient. So what that's going to mean is a racing which is even more difficult. Qualifying, I should say, is going to be even more difficult. A really powerful car that's going to really challenge the drivers. The racing is going to be, really exciting because we regenerate up to 40% of the energy comes through regeneration. So the strategy about how you regen the energy back in is another increased complexity we have to now manage. We have fast charging with a pit stop. We're waiting for the final details to emerge on the sporting regulations, but now we have a pit stop. It adds another element to strategy. So, in summary, faster cars, more difficult to drive, and also, more complexity in the race strategy. I think it's going to be an exciting championship next year, and it is going to be a championship which is decided about who can get on top of the new car quicker than anyone else.
Thank you very much, James, and good job.
No problem. Good to see you.